in with some footwork. Go ahead and come lying down onto your carriage after you've set your springs. 3 to 4 springs, please. We're going to go ahead and begin with our heels on in Pilates V. Heels connected strongly, toes apart, feet flexed back. Let's go ahead and take a deep breath. And let's go ahead and check in with our body. Is our sacrum flat? Our ribs on? Slight curve in our lower back? Our scapula flat against the mat? Our collarbones wide? Take a deep exhale. Bring your ribs together. Draw them together as if you're wearing a corset. When you breathe in Pilates, we don't expand upward. We expand outward towards the bottom of our ribs for lateral breathing. So we're going to breathe wide so we don't flare our ribs during our exercises. Let's go ahead and try that one more time. We're going to take a deep inhale. Breathing into the bottom of your lungs, down to the bottom of your ribs with the 12th rib. Exhale, engaging your transversus abdominis or your lower abs, drawing them down in towards your spine. It will create a hollow feeling in your lower abs. So, knees lined up over our big toe, drawing our toes back strongly towards our knee. We are going to inhale to press out from our glutes and hamstrings, and exhale to pull back in. Inhale, exhale. Nothing in your body should change from what we set up. You should be retaining a neutral spine. You should not have flattened your spine into the mat or imprinted your lower back into the mat or spine into the mat. Go ahead and shake out your neck. Our legs are moving independently from the rest of our body. Our body is stable. On the exhale, we drop our lower abdominals to engage them. One more. Let's go ahead and point our feet and flex. Point, flex, releasing your shins. We're going to come to a flexed foot position, our toes flexing back over our knees. Our knees are going to be parallel, our heels directly under our sits bones. So when we look down at our thighs, it's like we're seeing the number 11. We are going to keep the same space between our knees as we push out as when we pull in. So press out from your glutes and hamstrings and release your hip flexors to come back in. Again, your body should remain the same. Ribs knit, slight space in your lower back, flat sacrum. Inhale and exhale to come in. Inhale out, exhale. It's going to breathe wide into our lower lungs. Filling up all the areas of your lungs that you may previously never thought about using. 8, 9, and 10. We're going to shimmy away from the shoulder block slightly, bring our feet off, put our toes on in a Pilates V position, heels raised slightly from a flat foot by about 1.5 inches, 2 inches. We're going to keep our heels at that same place in space throughout the entire exercise. Again, still using our glutes and hamstrings, engaging our lower abdominals to push out and drop into our belly button on the exhale when we pull in. We're going to inhale out, squeezing our legs together at the midline, zipping up through the center. Exhale on the way back in. Inhale, squeeze your glutes, squeeze your seat, if you will. Release everything, but with control on the way back out. Zip it up through the center and unzip back down. Here's 4. 5. Breathe into your lower ribs. 6. Shake out your neck. 7. Soften your sternum. 8. Close your vest of support. Make sure your sacrum's heavy, but not your lower back in the mat. Here, one more. Make it your best one yet. Press out with a neutral spine. Squeeze everything at the top and pull back in and release. From there, we're going to squeeze our legs together, Knees, ankles, toes. Come to a bird on a perch position where our heels will drive under the foot bar and our toes are holding on or gently released over the foot bar, not pointing out, not flexing back. We're going to press out, pushing our heels under the foot bar at the same time. Nice calf stretch. Remaining in our neutral spine position and bend our knees to come back in. We're going to press out, squeezing our seat at the top, squeezing our inner thighs. You should have one leg squeezed together the entire time throughout this exercise. Your legs should not separate at any time. 5. See if you can deepen the hollowing feeling, not only on the way in, but on the way out. Can you feel your abdominals hollow out just a little bit here as well? 8, 9. Drive your heels under as you push out. And here's 10. And come back in. We are going to bring our feet wide to the outside in a wide Pilates V. Heels on the very outside of the foot bar. Toes pulling back over our knees. Turning out by rotating our femur bone in the hip socket. We're going to squeeze our glutes, still attempting to zip up the midline even though our legs are not together. We're going to zip up, squeezing together, tweezing our seat strongly, and release back to the foot bar. It's more like a squat. Shake out your neck. Check on your neutral spine. Can you bring your ribs together a little bit more without imprinting your spine? Drop your lower abdominals. 9 and 10. Bring your feet to the center on your toes in a high forced arch. Ankles, knees, and toes squeeze together the entire time like bird on a perch. We're going to press out and exhale to come back in. Don't flare your ribs. Inhale, press out. Don't imprint your spine and lower back to press out. Here's 3. This is a good place to practice your wide lateral breathing. They all are, but footwork is especially good for that. Here's 6. 7. Knit ribs together. Deep breathing in your lungs. 9. And on 10, press out and stay there. We're going to trot by bending our left knee, driving our right heel under the foot bar. Bring both feet up to the forced arch. Bend your right knee, driving your left foot, pardon me, under the foot bar. Allergies. Come back up into a forced arch. Drop your right heel and lift and left and lift. You may speed this up so long as your pelvis is stable, you have a flat, heavy sacrum, and your hips are not rocking, and you have not imprinted your spine. If you've done any of those things, please stop, regain your neutral spine, and begin again at a slower speed. 2 more sets. And 10. Staying up at the top. Squeeze your leg together strongly. We're going to lower both heels under the foot bar and raise them back up together. And lower. Lift. Check your ribs. Neutral spine. Sacrum. Squeeze your seat all the way up. 7, 8, 9. On 10, leave your heels under. Bend your knees over the foot bar with your heels still driving under the foot bar. And come back into the bumper slowly. We're going to move on to single leg work, supine arms, curl ups, hundreds, and then coordination. We'll stay on the same springs for all of these. So go ahead and let's just go ahead and change our springs over to your spring preference for hundreds now. So we're going to move on to single leg footwork first. Go ahead and come lying down on your reformer. Feet parallel. We are going to bring our I'm gonna start my left leg actually, so you guys can see. Left leg over the foot bar, parallel. We are going to push out, squeezing our right glute, and draw our left knee into tabletop. When we come in, without losing the weight in our sacrum or tilting our pelvis back, we're going to come back in to the bumper. We're going to push out, bring our foot into tabletop. Pull back in, bringing our foot over the foot bar to working level. Fingertips on the hip bones to make sure that you're maintaining your flat sacrum. 1 and 2 goes under. 1 to tabletop and 2 goes over. 1, drive under. 1, over the foot bar. Here's 4 and under and top. 1 more set and under. Maintain your rib connection. Go ahead and switch feet. Bring your right foot over the foot bar, parallel. Take a deep breath. Check in with your neutral spine. Shake out your neck. On 1, we're going to press out. Pull our right knee into tabletop. On 2, without wobbling our sacrum, we're going to draw our foot under the foot bar with a straight leg. 1, pull out to tabletop. Over the foot bar. Tabletop, under the foot bar. Tabletop, over. Tabletop, right foot under. Whoop. Tabletop, right foot over. Control your carriage into the bumper like I just did to make sure that you're not slamming into the bumper. 1 more set. Tabletop. Under, tabletop, bring your feet on to the foot bar. Go ahead and rock your hips from side to side. We're going to move on to supine arms. Shimmy yourself away from the shoulder rest. We are going to bring our arms up to the ceiling, engaging our arms slightly, not pulling the springs, but putting pressure into them, putting pressure into our pinky blade edge, to engage our lats, pull our shoulders away from our ears. Without bringing our head up, we're going to draw our arms down to our side, palms down, and bring our arms back up. Draw your arms down. See if you can knit your ribs more strongly when you bring your arms down. And 1 more. Flat, heavy sacrum. No breaking. Bring your arms out to a V, no wider than the width of the carriage. Draw your hands down to your hips and bring them back to a V. Engaging your lats the whole time. Ribs on the mat. Inhale and exhale. Bring your arms out to a T. Your palms will be facing the foot bar, but you will still have more weight in your pinky blade edge. Make sure your shoulder blades are flat and wide on the mat. Inhale to draw your palms to your hips. And exhale to release with control. Inhale and exhale and inhale and exhale. Arms up to the ceiling. We're going to do 3 arm circles in each direction. Draw your hands down to your hips. Release to the side, drawing your shoulders down your back. And bring your arms up to the ceiling. Hands down to the hips. Arms up to the side. Then they get to a T. Bring them up to the ceiling, hands down to the hips, up to the side, up to the ceiling, reverse. Bring your arms down to a T, draw your palms towards your hips, and raise your fingertips up to the ceiling. Arms out to a T, bring your palms towards your hips, and up to the ceiling. 1 more. And up to the ceiling. Go ahead and rest your legs for a moment. We're going to do the set of curl-ups with the arms parallel in the V and a T, no circles in curl-ups. Today, we're going to inhale to repair, exhale to curl up, curling up over your sternum, releasing the tension out of your neck, drawing your ribs to your hips, and articulate your spine back down to the mat with control. And inhale, flat, heavy sacrum, don't print your spine. Exhale down, One more. Inhale and exhale. Arms to the V. Inhale and exhale. Shoulders down away from the ears. Inhale. Engage your lats. Spiral out slightly your pinky edge. Pull your shoulders away. One more in the V position. And down. Arms out to a T. Palms facing the foot bar. Inhale. Curling up. Exhale to release. Inhale. Exhale to release. One more. Inhale. Exhale to release. Release your arms up to the ceiling. Go ahead and check on your springs one more time to make sure that you want it done before we start 100. And coordination. Hands up to the ceiling, fingertips up to the ceiling. Legs in tabletop. Inhale to prepare. Exhale to curl up, extending your legs to working level. And inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. 3, 4. Make sure that your neck is loose. Shake it out. Wide collarbone. Soft sternum. Dropping your belly button. Flat sacrum. Still a slight curve in your lower back. Final 10. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Stop. Curl deeper. Bring your knees in. Fingertips to the ceiling. Rest your head, neck, and shoulders. We're going to bring our knees into tabletop. Our upper arms will be hugging our sides. Our hands will be up by our shoulders. Inhale to prepare. Exhale to curl up. Bringing your fists or palms, hands down by your hips. Extending your legs to working level. Turning your feet out. Separating your feet the distance of the foot bar. Exhaling to squeeze them together. Bring your feet back to parallel. Into tabletop, and bring your hands back to their starting position. If you would like, you can rest your head, neck, and shoulders in between reps. Let's go ahead and try to leave our palms hovering off the mat, though, when we curl up. So we're going to exhale out, turn your feet up, and we're going to go 1 and 2 clicks. Parallel, tabletop, hands in. Turn your feet up. Here's 1 click, 2 click, 3 click. Lower abs spine. Tabletop. And in. Curling up. Extending. Turn it out. Here's 4, 3, 2, 1. Feet parallel. Into tabletop. And here's 5. Press out. Turn your feet up. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring your feet to parallel. Knees to tabletop, arms in. Final 1 at 6. Pressing out, turning out your feet. Here's 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Feet parallel. Drag your knees into tabletop. Hands and elbow. Rest your head, neck, and shoulders. Bring your feet to the foot bar and shake it out from side to side. From here, we're going to go ahead, come off to the side of our reformer. We're going to change out our springs. For swan, I personally use 1 heavy spring for swan. We're going to go ahead, grab our long backs, place it on so it is in the center. On swan, if you're wearing a particularly slippy shirt, you can go ahead and place a sticky mat on for swan and for pulling straps, 1 and 2 if you like. So hand, hand, leg, leg. When you come on, you're going to come on so that the bottom of your sternum or where your 12th rib comes up to meet your sternum, or for ladies, your bra strap meets. You're going to come in. I like to turn out my feet into a Pilates V, drawing my inner thighs together, drawing my belly button up towards my spine, Bringing my ribs together. My head is in neutral with my spine. I'm going to press out on 1. I'm going to pull up as high as I can without shrugging my shoulders on 2. I'm going to press back out on 3 and pull back over the foot bar with wide shoulders on 4. Press out on 1. Pull up on 2. Don't pull up so that your shoulders come up to your ears. Press out on 3. Come across on 4. On this one, spiral up slightly to your pinky edge, putting some more pressure out there to engage your lats. Press out on 1. Pull up with straight arms on 2. Drawing your belly button to your spine. Press out on 3. Pull across on 4. Go ahead and step off to the side by dropping a leg and a leg, hand and hand. We're going to drop our foot bar for pulling straps and for short box. And we are going to change our springs for pulling straps. One medium spring is good for pulling straps. I'm going to move my sticky mat, if I have one, to the other end. I'm going to get on. I'm going to place one hand on the corner of the box, my hand on the other corner of the box, placing one foot up and the other. From there, I'm going to put my headrest down too because I prefer it. Like in swan, I'm going to place my sternum, or my 12th rib meets my sternum, on my box. I'm going to take my straps. I'm going to put them over my wrists as if they're a bracelet. I'm going to choke up on my straps, place my hands on the wood, get with straight arms, and I'm going to release my hands to the side. Again, I'm going to keep a neutral spine lying flat, bringing my ribs in, squeezing my inner thighs, drawing my belly button up and in, and I'm going to pull my arms back to my hips, and release. And here's 2. And release. I am not doing the additional back extension today. You are welcome to. 4, 5. Instead, I am choosing to focus on drawing my belly button to my spine and bringing my wrists together. Draw your shoulders down your back. When you bring your arms back this time, start right there. Bend at the elbows to bring your fists to your shoulders and release back to a straight arm. Bend. We're going to 8, 3. Belly button to spine. 4, 5, 6. Squeeze your triceps. 7 and 8. Go ahead and release your arms with control. You can shake out your legs real fast. We are going to come to pulling straps number 2 in a T position. You can hold on to the middle, or take your thumbs and put them in the ring as if they were a thumb ring. If you choose to do that, hook your thumbs slightly to hold on to the ring, palms flat to the floor, or fists to the floor. Draw your belly to your spine, squeeze your inner thighs, pull your hands back to your hips, and bring it back out to a T. And 2. Squeezing under your arms. 3, 4. Your hands might not make it all the way to your hips, and that's fine, especially with the palm down. 6. You can still engage for the squeeze here. 7. On 8, bring your hand back, hold it, bring your palm to face your hip, and tiny pulses for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Strong squeezes. 7, 8. Flip your palm to the floor and release. Back to a T, coming to the bumper. Go ahead and shake it out. Peg your straps. Come off to the side. You can go ahead, get rid of your sticky mat at this point. We're going to change our box to short box. For my height, I like to bring my reformer out, go in space. Place 4 to 5 springs on for safety. Check on your safety strap. Make sure it's hooked in properly. Come to sit on your box with at least a hand's width behind your hind knee so you can flatten your sacrum. I'm going to place my right foot under the strap first. I'm going to place my other foot under the strap as well, sorry. thing is doing one foot for some reason. I'm going to squeeze my seat, sit up strongly. There are different thoughts on this. One is bending the knees. I keep my legs straight and engaged the whole time, turning my feet out, rotating my femur in my hip socket. I'm going to clasp my hands, one on top of the other, drive them into my belly button, draw my shoulders down my back. While I'm sitting up, I'm going to do a curl up, letting my chin and my chest, my head, neck, and shoulders, still leaving a slight space in between my chin and my chest. I'm going to inhale, articulating my sacrum back, not losing my curl, and exhale to curl up. Inhale back. This is called round back. When you feel the shake, start to come up. Some people call earthquake counts. 3. Shoulders down. Your back. You're curling over, not rounding in. 5. We're trying to disengage our hip flexors from this movement. So don't lean back so front, your hip flexors take over. And you need them to get back. You want to use your abdominals the whole time. From there, we're going to sit straight up, bringing our arms up next to our ears. Bring your ribs together, don't flare them out. Draw your belly button to your spine. Lean forward slightly. We're going to do flat back. We're going to inhale back. It's as if we're between 2 panes of glass. Exhale, reaching up. Squeeze your glutes to come up. We're going to inhale back. Allow the strap to catch you for safety purposes. Exhale up. Bring your ribs together and down. Up and in. 3. Exhale up. 4. We're halfway there. When you feel the shake, exhale up. Here's 5. Leaning back. One more. Squeeze your seat, squeeze your glutes. Drawing their inner thighs together. Flat back, lean back. Exhale to the left. Go ahead and fold over your feet for a moment. We're going to come back up into side bend. Articulate your spine up. Arms up by your ears. I'm going to go to the left side first so you can see my arms. I'm going to bring my hand down to the corner, bending my elbow into my side. So I'm pressing up out of the corner. I'm reaching my hand at a diagonal towards where the wall and the ceiling meet. I'm going to press up by straightening my left elbow, bringing my arms up to the ceiling, and engaging my right side obliques. I'm going to bring my right hand down to the corner of the box. Pressing into the box. I'm going to press myself up and out, leaving both hips grounded, reaching for where the wall meets the ceiling. I'm going to straighten my elbow, squeeze my obliques to the left side, to bring myself back up. One more on each side in this position, and then we're going to move on. Bring your hand down, elbow into your hip, bending to reach. Pressing out of both sides, lengthening both sides of the body. Straighten your elbow, squeeze your obliques to sit up. Bring your right hand down, bend your elbow into your hips, reach strongly, stretching both sides, drawing your shoulders down your back. Straighten your elbow to come up, bring your hand up to the ceiling. Full side bend if you care to move on. Hips stay grounded, reach to the side with both hands by the ears. Exhale to come back up. Inhale to reach out to the right. Exhale back up. Inhale to the left. One more time. Exhale up. And to the right. Ribs in together. Exhale up. Then release your legs. Shake them out real fast. We are going to move on to the twist with no articulation down, just twisting from side to side. And then we're going to move on to a bent leg tree. So, engage your legs, tweeze your seat, rotate your femur and hip sockets, arm out to a T, slight inner periphery, keeping both hips grounded, rotate to the right, come through, right taller, modification of spine twist on the mat for the box, which I guess you could say twist on the short box as a modification of spine twist. Come back to center. Right. And center. Feel your lungs squeezing out. Don't move your arms when you twist. Twist your body. Just your ribs. One more to the left. Come back to center. Release your legs. Let's check on our safety strap one more time. Release your left leg. That is the leg I'm going to start on so that you guys can see. Make sure that my right foot is engaged under the safety strap. Make sure there's a hand width between the back of my booty and the back of the box. I'm going to hold on to under my left knee, trying to sit straight up, and then I'm going to straighten my leg from the knee and bend it. And straighten and bend. Nothing should move. Stay on the third one. Now flex your foot and point. Flex and point. Flex and point. I'm going to circle my foot 3 times one way. 1, 2, 3. Circle it 3 times the other. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to bend my knee. I'm going to make sure my strap is engaged. I'm going to articulate by drawing my sacrum to the mat first, tucking my tailbone to my nose, flattening my sacrum onto the box. I'm going to exhale to curl back up, using my abdominals, coming to sitting straight back up. Drop your belly button to your spine, tucking your tailbone, flattening your sacrum to the box with control. Straight leg on your right leg. Inhale. Exhale to curl back up to sitting straight. One more. Drop your belly button to your spine. Come back. Feel your hip flexor stretching out on your leg that's under the strap. And coming back up. Go ahead and scoot away. Make sure you still have that hands width distance. We're going to go into the ballet stretches on the box. There should be a strap on the outside of your box. If there's not, please do not attempt this series of stretching for safety purposes. Go ahead and grab somewhere behind your leg where you can keep it straight. Go ahead and tuck your tailbone and flatten your sacrum. Drawing your leg to under your underarm. Feel the hip flexor stretch. Go ahead and articulate your spine back up to sitting. Going to go ahead and take your right hand, grab somewhere up the left side of your leg, sitting up straight and tall. Place your hand on the back of your box. Gentle spinal twist to look at the back of your reformer to the left of your body. Come back to center. Grab somewhere between your knee and your foot with your hand. Again, if you do not have a safety strap, please do not do this. Grab a safety strap on the right side of your box with your right hand. Articulate your sacrum down to the mat by flattening your sacrum, tucking your tailbone, and draw your leg out to the side. Again, stretching out your hip flexor. Articulate back up to the center. Go ahead and release your left foot, or left above your left ankle over your right knee. Bend your right knee to flat on top of the carriage. Bend forward. I like to press slightly down on the outside of my left knee with my left elbow to increase my hip flexor stretch. I try to stretch over with a flatter back. I find it increases my stretch more so than just rounding over. I like the deeper stretch that I receive from this position. A few deep breaths here. Let's go ahead and switch sides. We're going to do tree with our right foot under the box. Go ahead, make sure there's a hand's width behind your booty and the back edge of the box. Grabbing behind your knee with a bent knee, sitting straight up. We're going to straighten our leg from the knee and bend it. Here's 2. and bend. Use your biceps, draw your shoulder blades down your back, and hold your knee up. We're going to flex our foot and point with articulation. Toes, ball, foot, heel. Heels, ball, foot, toes. One more. 3 circles in each direction with your ankle. 1, 2, 3. Go ahead and reverse. 3, 2, 1. Bending your knee and your leg into tabletop. Adjust whatever you need to. We're going to go ahead and tuck our tailbone, drawing our sacrum flat to the mat. Stretch out your hip flexor on your left side. Draw your ribs through your hips. Draw your belly button to your spine. To come back into sitting with your leg in tabletop. Tuck your tailbone, drawing your sacrum to the mat. Leg in tabletop, elbows wide, hip flexor stretched. Drop your belly button to your spine. Bringing your ribs to your hips. Sitting up. Knee to tabletop. One more. Drop your sacrum to the mat. Stretching out your hip flexor. Exhale. Coming back up to sitting. Check out your safety strap. Check out the hands width between your booty and the back edge of your box. Take your right foot in your right hand anywhere from your knee to your ankle or foot. Grab the safety strap. Again, if you don't have the safety strap, please don't do these stretches. You can do a modification of the stretches with the stretchy band on the mat, but not on the box, not on the reformer pins. Go ahead and make sure you don't have any slack in the strap. Lean back, drawing your sacrum to the box, drawing your foot under your underarm, stretching out your hip flexor. Go ahead and sit straight up. Drawing your ribs to your hips, articulating up. Bring your left foot, or your right foot and your left hand, anywhere from the knee up to the foot. Go ahead and bring your right hand to the back corner of the right side of your box. Go ahead and sit straight up. Slight twist, looking back to the back side of your reformer, to the uprights. Untwist. Take your right foot, or anywhere from your knee to your foot and your right hand. Bring your foot out to the side. Grab the safety strap. Tuck your sacrum. Tuck your tailbone. Drawing your sacrum to the mat. Stretching out your hip flexor. Drawing your leg to the side. Shaking out your neck. There shouldn't be any tension. Draw your ribs to your hips. Bring your belly button to your spine. Sitting straight up. Release above your ankle to over your left knee. Bend your left foot onto the carriage. Take your right knee, your right elbow. Press it gently into your right knee and bend over your legs with a flat back. Carefully, 1 foot at a time, step off the box. Let's go ahead and place the box to the side. We're going to move on to a bridging series. And mermaid, and then you guys will be done. I'm going to go ahead and bring my carriage back in. I'm going to bring my foot bar back up to the middle. The safety mechanisms in. I'm going to make sure that my headrest is down for bridging. I'm going to come onto my carriage. I'm going to adjust my springs. I'm going to do a medium and a light spring for this bridging series. I'm working on my hamstrings. I'm going to come to lying down. I'm going to do feet together first. So I'm going to place my feet closer to the ball of my foot, but still on my arch. I'm going to squeeze my legs together if I'm able to. Shimmy slightly away from the shoulder blocks. Platform my arms. Inhale. Exhale, articulate my spine up. Leading the carriage in with the bumper. And articulate my spine back down. Ooh, cut my hamstring on that one. We're going to go ahead. Squeezing your glutes. We're looking for a straight line from the knee to the hips, from the hips to the shoulders. Go ahead and articulate your spine back down. One more. We're going to press in and out 6 times on this next one. Tap your tailbone, articulate your spine up. We're going to press out 1. And pull in on 2. Make sure your ribs aren't flaring when you press out. You're flat on your shoulder blades. 3. Squeeze your glutes to come back in for a straight line. 4, 5, and 6. All the way into the bumper. Now articulate your spine down. We're going to take our feet still in the same position on our arches near the balls of our feet, wide to the outsides of the foot bar. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, articulate our spine up to a bridge. And articulate our spine back down, leaning the carriage in at the bumper. Exhale, articulate up. Squeezing your glutes. Articulate back down. One more. Articulate up. Drawing your belly button to your spine. Press out on 1 and pull in. And 2 with control. 3, soft sternum. 4, shake out your neck. 5, and 6. Go ahead and articulate your spine down. Bring your legs to the center. Shake them out. Shake them out over the foot bar. We're going to move on to mermaid. I'm going to begin facing to the left side of the reformer first. I am going to change my springs. I prefer one heavier spring. You can use one medium. I like to begin in the classical mermaid position with both shins up against the shoulder blocks. However, if this bothers your knees, please feel free to take, well, if you're facing the left, take your right foot, which would be the knee that's closest to the foot bar, into a parallel position with the side of your reformer. But if this still hurts your knees, please come into crisscross applesauce. Again, the side with the knee that's closest to the foot bar, please put that in front. And then you can switch on the other side so that we work everything equally. We're going to go ahead and begin with our elbow down at our side, like we did in the modified side bend. Hand over our shoulder block that's on the left. We're going to push out by straightening our right elbow, bringing our hand over, and reaching for the foot bar. Making sure our ribs are in, our belly button's in, and our shoulder blades are down. We're going to come back in by first bending our elbow, drawing our shoulder down our back, squeezing our obliques to come back up to a T. Grab onto the peg or your shoulder block, or reach over to the back of the reformer. Coming back up, reach for the foot bar, elbow into your ribs. Straighten your elbow, drawing your shoulder down your back, reach over. Bending your elbow in first. And now begin to sit up by squeezing your obliques on the left side. And pull across to the back of the reformer. One more. Right hand on the foot bar, elbow into the ribs, pointing towards the hips. We're going to straighten our elbow, bending over, reaching with our top left hand for over, or reach for over the foot bar. Don't shrug, but reach for over the foot bar. Energy shooting out of your fingers. Bending your elbow. Drawing your shoulder down your back. Now use your obliques to sit up and pull over towards the back of the reformer. One last time. I'm going to come off the reformer carefully and go to the other side. Now, on this side, I'm going to do the classical positioning for mermaid again with both of my shins against the shoulder block. However, if this bothers your knees, please take your left leg and place it so it's parallel with the side of the reformer. But if this still bothers your knees, come to crisscross applesauce with your left shin in front of your right shin. Hand slightly in front of your shoulder at the side, elbow bent into your ribs, towards your hips, right hand over the shoulder block. We're going to begin by straightening our left arm, drawing our ribs in, and reaching over the foot bar. Energy shooting out of our fingers with the right. Draw your belly button into your spine. Draw your shoulder down your back, bending your left elbow first. When you come in, squeeze your right obliques to sit up. Grab onto the post, or peg, or shoulder block to reach over to the back of your reformer to your uprights. Sitting up again. Place your hand on the foot bar. Bend your elbow to your ribs. Straighten your elbow, bending over with your right arm. Bend your left elbow, drawing it into your hip. Squeeze your right obliques to sit up. Reach for your peg or shoulder block. Reach over. Stretching long on both sides. Don't crunch on your right side. Try to stretch out of both sides. Bringing your ribs together still. One more. Oop, nose itch, excuse me. Hand on the foot bar. Elbow into your hips. Straighten your left arm. Reaching over the foot bar with your right arm. Bend your right elbow into your hip. When you come into the bumper, squeeze your right obliques to sit up. Pull yourself gently, reaching up and over. Reach as if you're reaching for where the wall meets the ceiling like we did on side bend on the short backs. Let's go ahead and get off the reformer carefully. And thank you guys so much for a great class. I hope you enjoyed the routine.